What's good, y'all? Welcome to 7 Series Football, where we optimize for realism, efficacy, and immersion in college football 26. My name is Justin, and today we will be going over a wonderful playoff revenge story. But I'll also be talking you through my thoughts live as we kind of go through a scoring drive or two. And hopefully I can impart some wisdom to you guys for you to take back regarding running no huddle offense, as well as sprinkling in some effective RPOs in there as well. But let me go ahead and give you some context. We are in year 4 of our Dynasty file. I play as the SMU Mustangs. I'm from Dallas, so I ride with my Dallas team. And we had a dominant regular season. We didn't lose a game. We went undefeated. We were ranked number 1. And obviously we were invited to play in our conference championship. We've reshuffled the conferences, so we're in the Big 12. It's kind of like a rebuilt Southwestern Conference, but just we played in the Big 12 championship. And we played Arkansas in the Big 12 championship. Honestly, the game just didn't go our way. We played better than our opponent outright and still ended up losing, mainly because of 3 plays. Our star quarterback missed a wide open receiver that ended up costing us 3 before halftime. Then after halftime, we ended up busting coverage and giving up 7 inexplicably. And then we drove the field and should have got 7, but we ended up fumbling at the 1-yard line. Again, needless to say, things did not go our way, but thankfully we only dropped from 1 to 3 in the rankings, which meant we still kept our first round bye. And after the first round, we got to rematch Arkansas. So we're very happy about that, and that's the tape that we're going to be going over today. So let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, we're going to get started with the first offensive play of the game here. I often like to come out and empty to get a quick and easy coverage ID. And we see this too high look with this 5-man box, so we're going to check into this counter run here. If you're not already using this block and adjustment screen, I strongly advise it. And here it's going to work out in our favor for a 9-yard gain on the ground. As usual, we're going to hop in this no huddle here, but this time we'll stay with the original play and work this option route from our number 1 in the slot. We'll take our 6 yards. And we're going to stick with the program here. We know we got him in this light box, so we're going to check into another gap scheme run here. We're still getting that too high, so we like our numbers, and if not, we have our passing options as well. We'll take 14 on the ground each and every day of the week. And we're really trying to stay aggressive here. So we are checking into another gap scheme RPO to continue taking advantage of this light box. But unfortunately, the game wanted to glitch. I think it suited its motion. But thankfully, my opponent was a guy and declined the delay game penalty for me. Now, admittedly, that did throw me off quite a bit as I spent some time looking for my next play. But we decided to just rock with this Y stick here. We ran it in just stock and decided to hit our slant here for a few yards. And so at this point in the drive, we've almost gotten exclusively too high. So we call this shock H option play with the aims of splitting the safeties with this pipe shot from R1. But after the play, we actually get a rotation into a 3-high look. And so we decided to make some magic instead. That was fun, but more importantly, we were able to jump out to a 7-0 lead. Unfortunately, we didn't get a stop on their first drive. That said, we want to hop into a little bit of 12 personnel here, keep the ground game going. If you've seen the no huddle video, yes, I accidentally called this into the boundary again. And yes, it's going to end up getting bagged once again. But, you know, it is what it is. Next play. Despite that last play, we are going to stay heavy, but this time we're going to come with an RPO just so we have options going into this play. All right, so something that I want to point out here, we are getting a coverage tell. When the overhang follows the tight end on this wheel, they are letting us know that they're in man coverage, and that makes our read a lot simpler as a quarterback. We know that against this man, likely inside leverage, we are not hitting this backside in route. We're not hitting that glance post, probably not hitting that wheel as it's going to need to be a perfect throw. But we can hit triangle on this slide route, especially considering that the linebackers that would be matched up against him are clearly playing the run. So make sure that you're using motion to identify coverage when you can, and then also make sure that your RPOs can beat man coverage to make sure that you're versatile and viable against all the coverages that you might face.
Some pre-snap motion. Quick pass that catches May. They've got him at the 48. That's a first
And we'll obviously take another 10 yards in a first.
Quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have
I called this slot fades play, thinking that we might be getting another dose of man coverage here. But I tagged it with, I think, a drag and a slant just to give myself some underneath options just in case.
looking to throw it on first down.
This one kind of hurts to watch back. My opponent busts his coverage. He's using the 3-rec and should be matching the back as they're cutting the number 2 and carrying the number 1 with the soft squat. Too bad we just recognized this late and took the drag. Could have had a chunk play here. Now here at 2nd and 7, I'm considering us behind the chains, so we're going to hop into this motion shock halfback option to get some yards back. When we get to the line of scrimmage, we get this single high presentation and check into flood with a zig in case we get man. I ended up deciding to hit the zig while the zone defenders dropped, but I noticed a coverage rotation in the back end, and I'm thinking that I can split the safeties with the same shock option play, so we run that again and flip it. But once we get set, we can see that we're getting man across the board with everybody lined up, head up, so we'll make this linebacker cover our back in space.
Looking to chuck it again. The throw complete to the running back underneath. They convert on third down.
So we got our first down, and he's also limited in his play calls now that we're in this no huddle, so we're going to force him to start making some decisions here. And we're going to do that by making use of this bunch open formation. Obviously, we have 5 offensive linemen plus the ball carrier, but they only have 5 in the box plus that apex. And we're going to force him into conflict. Either he's going to guard the bubble and give us a 6-on-5 in the run game, or he's going to become that 6th hat and allow us to have the 3-on-2 on the perimeter. He decided to fit the box here, so we'll take our screen and our 7 yards.
The pickup is 7 yards. Now 2nd.
Here I decided to keep it simple with this mesh concepts with that same running back motion from before. Just looking to get some more yards here.
Take advantage of this red zone trip. Motion by the back will make the
But we end up getting more terrible match coverage and are able to walk into the end zone to make it 14-7. We were able to hold our opponent to 3 and maintain the lead once we got the ball back. So now it's time for a money drive. We are definitely looking to get 7, but we'll take 3. And honestly, a minute is a ton of time left in college football, especially with 3 timeouts. So we are going to stick with the ground game, especially considering that he's been giving us this light box the entire time. So, yeah, we're going to keep toting this rock.
left on the clock. And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Moves the ball up to the 30.
5-yard gain keeps us on schedule there. And notice that we are not worried about the clock here. Like I said, there's a ton of time left, and we do not want to give him the ball back with enough time to drive, so we're going to keep draining it. Pause. We'll take our first down and our first timeout. I really wanted to throw this slot fade to R1, but given the situation and that we didn't get pressed, I guess we'll hand the ball off.
Keep it on the ground. There's the handoff. He gets loose.
Not only do we get the first down, but we also get the injury timeout, so the clock stops here. Beautiful.
Player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout. We'll check it out.
Like I said, I really wanted to throw this slot fade, but we didn't get the look we wanted. We do still have numbers in the box, so we'll hand it off again.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. That's a nice tackle there by the senior. That's just not a whole lot of options here for this quarterback on the RPO. The defense, give him credit. They did a nice job of sniffing.
So we did end up taking our second time out here, and honestly, I'm thinking we can take a shot. We can afford to. Full transparency, I wanted to run this dash flood concept because SMU scored a touchdown on it in real life this past weekend. But I actually didn't want the dash. I didn't want the pocket movement, so I changed the offensive line setting to be base pass blocking, and we were able to have some success here. We actually still ended up getting the dash here, but man, what a ball. 99 throw power is a beautiful thing.
Big gain to the right. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain.
The defense is spread all
Now, our opponent has been giving us these light boxes all game, so we're looking to continue exploiting that with another gap scheme RPO. This time he does actually break tendency by giving us 4 down linemen instead of 3, but still only 6 in the box, so we'll stick with our bread and butter and take 7.
He's got it near the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Now, this was only supposed to be an offensive video, but I decided to show you guys a bit of a teaser of what we got going on defense. Shout out to Zando for this bunch check. I've been loving running this. Nothing really comes open here, and we see the result.
10 here looking to throw the ball. Bringing pressure. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense.
That, my friends, is how you put away the game. Obviously, we took our 3 after this. We went on to win 41-17 with a ridiculous 92% completion percentage and no picks. It was wonderful to get revenge on Arkansas for that whack-ass first game, but even better to move along ahead in the playoffs. So overall, really happy with how we performed and wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully you were able to pick up on how to exploit light boxes with gap scheme runs. Also how to take advantage of RPOs, especially in a no-huddle offense or no-huddle situation. And then lastly, taking advantage of your opponent's tendencies and using them against them. If you enjoy what you saw or learned anything, drop a like for me. If you know somebody else who would enjoy content like this, please share. We definitely want the channel to grow as much as possible and build our community here. Let me know in the comments how you feel about RPOs, how you feel about no huddle. Is this some of the things that you already do? Is this something that you'll consider implementing? And then also let me know what you guys want to see next, or if there's anything you want to see broken down in further detail. Subscribe if you want to stick around and be a part of what we're building. Other than that, thank you guys for your time, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.